Congratulations to Baylor. Played a little bit better than we did tonight. And that's what this thing is all about, to survive and advance. So, but super proud of my kids. He wasn't supposed to end like this. You know, Liz Kitley's supposed to be on the floor for us, helping fight to help us advance to the next round. And our kids could have very well hung their heads in all the dismay at the time when it happened, but they didn't. They kept their focus. They locked in. They reinvented themselves. They had to reinvent themselves again. And you know, we didn't lose because of lack of effort tonight. We didn't always play great. We had some spells and some things happened and didn't go our way, but very proud of them and their effort. You know, to my seniors, you know, they left a legacy here at Virginia Tech, and we're forever grateful. And we love them to death. So this one stings because we felt like, you know, we could have advanced, but things just didn't happen our way.
Kenny, obviously, this is the end of the Liz and Kayla era. I don't know if it's going to be the end of Georgia or not, or heck for you or not. So how will you remember this chapter of Tech basketball?
The most amazing stretch of my coaching career, and not only just because of the championships we won, but those three, they're incredible people. I couldn't have asked for better people to come in here and transform this program. You can be a great player, but if you don't have the mentality, the work ethic, and the ability to lead people, and when I say lead, I mean they lead our program, but they also help lead this community. The effect that they've had on this community, not only, you know, young people, old people, you know, they've made a lot of people women's basketball fans here at Virginia Tech. And sometimes when you get players of that caliber, sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit. You have to sacrifice maybe integrity. But those kids are the full package. They're great kids. And what they've done for this program, this community, for me, you can't even put it into words, and that's how special they are.
Coach Brooks, can you speak to the growth of the newcomers like Eck and Strack? You know, back in November, you were just trying to get them ingratiated, and now you're relying on them in big games.
Yeah, you know, Matilda, you know, came in, and she wanted to get to this level, and she wanted to be able to play at this level. And she had to get acclimated to everything that we did, and she did it perfectly. Always, you know, the consummate teammate. Just wanted to come out and play hard each and every day. And she had some good games, some bad games, but nonetheless, she's a Hokie, and she came out, and it was great. Clara, you know, that's my baby. She is, you know, you guys don't understand this, you don't know this. She turned 18 about 2 months ago, you know, and we were going to redshirt her. And we thought we were going to bring her in here, and immediately she got here, and we were like, man, she's too good, and she can help us, you know, go to where we need to go. And I am a proud papa, because the very first press conference she had, I think she said 2 words, and I think she mixed them up. And then she comes up here now, and she's watching Liz, and she's watching each and every one of the kids in our program and learning how to represent our program. And, you know, she's a star, man. She's going to be a star. And what you saw tonight, it takes a lot for a freshman who has not played a prominent role all year long to come on this stage in front of this crowd with everything at stake to perform like she did. And I was very, very proud of her.
Coach, just some more about Matilda Eck, with her struggling those last 3 games, and then what she was able to do this weekend, 16 points in the second half today. What can you say about what she was able to do in these 2 games? You
know, she has a heart of a lion. She comes out, and she hurt bad when she had those 3 straight games where she didn't score, and she asked me could we meet, and it was so funny because I don't even know what we talked about. but it was just being in the presence, and she knew that I trusted her, and she came out, and she had a different look in her eye, and because she wants to be, she wants to help the team win, and I thought she played exceptionally well this weekend, and very proud of her, very happy for her to be able to experience this.
How important is the culture and kind of the leadership that Liz and Kayla, and whether Georgia returns or not, Georgia have set for the next generation in terms of kind of keeping this standard up in terms of the success that Virginia Tech has had?
It's everything. And like I mentioned before, there are a lot of talented players across the country, but the way that they've gone about their business, and the young players are watching them, and they're emulating what they do. And sometimes you just do the extra. You go the extra mile just because, well, Liz and Georgia and Kayla did it, so I guess we're supposed to do it as well. Liz and Georgia, are All-Americans, and they work as hard. They're in the gym, more than anyone. And when the others see that, they're like, okay, I better get in the gym as well. And so that's the most important thing when you're building a program, and you can have a great team, all right, but if that team is just in and out and they don't leave a lasting culture, you're going to start over every year. These young kids right now, they're learning, and they're going to do the same things. They're going to emulate the same things. They're going to say the same things that Liz, Georgia, and Kayla did, and that's how you build a program.
Mark the Navy.
Kenny, as far as the game, a couple questions on the last 12 seconds. Obviously, Walker got the ball with 12 seconds to go, and what made it so tough for you guys to? It took about 6 seconds for you guys to catch up to her to foul her, and obviously that would have given you more time for that last play.
Yeah.
What did you draw up for that last 1.3 seconds there?
Well, at first, we were out of timeouts, and it was 2 plays right in a row where she took a lot of time off the clock, and the reason she took a lot of time off the clock is because she's very elusive. And we were actually switching, and we actually got Olivia on her, so it took a little bit longer for us to come up with the foul. We tried to switch the matchup so that Olivia would not be the one that was chasing her, but it was so, ironically, it was so loud in there they couldn't hear me. And so she was able to take a lot of time off the clock. I think it took it to 5.9. And then on the inbounds play, we didn't have a timeout again. And it took a long time for them to look at it, because at first, when we drew up the play that we had 0.8 seconds left. The kids walked out, and I think they gave us 1.3. And I don't know if we tried to relay it that we had 1.3. The one thing I haven't seen yet, I didn't know if the ball got tipped when they inbounded the ball. All right, so that's why Georgia shot the ball the way she did, because I thought she had a little bit more time, but I couldn't tell if the ball was tipped or not. So, but I think we would have gotten a good look, but we just couldn't deliver it. We couldn't execute the play because I think the inbounder was big on Carly. But I thought we had a good look. We were going for Tilly to shoot a 3, and we just didn't execute it.
Kenny, you mentioned Walker and her elusiveness there at the end, just throughout the entire second half.
Yeah.
It seems like she was a pretty big handful. How troubling was her quickness just overall?
Yeah, I think she averages 7.5 points a game, and she came down, and she was big in the second half. She hit a lot of those little mid-range, got to the basket, finished a couple of the layups. We probably let her get downhill a little bit too much. We were supposed to be going under the screen and make her shoot from deep, but we got clipped a couple times out front. And she got it going downhill against our bigs and created some problems. But she hit some big shots, those mid-range shots that I'm assuming this is one of her better games that she's played this year. But she stepped up for them, and she was a big reason why they won the basketball game.
Kenny, you guys shot 32% from three-point range tonight. I know Baylor's a great defensive team on the perimeter. How much was it their defense, and how much was it just shots that might normally fall, just not falling tonight?
If you ask Nikki, she'll say it's their defense. If you ask me, I'll say we missed shots. I just think, especially not watching film yet, but I thought we got some good looks. We just didn't knock some of them down. But that's this time of the year, you have to make shots. I thought we got some of the looks. And they contested some of the ones we took. They actually even blocked a couple of them. But I thought we got some good looks, and we just didn't connect on them.
David Cunningham, Tech Sideline. Kenny, you said this has been the most amazing stretch of your career. When, I know you have a lake house that you go to every summer. When you have a chance to go there and reflect on this, how do you think you'll remember this season?
Well, I probably won't. I'll probably be 75 before I can sit back and reflect on it because of the nature of college basketball now is, tonight I'll be recruiting, in the portal, and you got to try to make sure that, you're managing your roster, and it's a little bit unfortunate, but that's a little bit of a stretch. But I will remember this this group. They're like my daughters, and like Georgia said, we're connected for life, just because of the things that we went through. Because when I got here, I think we were picked 14th in the ACC my first year, 13th to 14th, and to get this program to where it is, and that building is loud. It wasn't just because it was an NCAA game. It was people there, trying to make a good team great. And, a lot of that has to do with, the kids that we talked about earlier and what they've done and how they represented. And, this is a passionate fan base, and they will support you. And, all that combined, I still walk by. I have basketballs in my house that say Final Four, and I still have to pinch myself like that was us. We were there, and we belong there. And, and if it weren't, I know injuries are part of it, but I promise you, if it weren't for Liz going down, I thought we were poised to make another run. We were on a stretch, man. We won 10 straight ACC games, and we had a bad game at Notre Dame, but we were ACC regular season champions with a chance to regroup and go into the tournament. And then Liz's unfortunate situation just kind of derailed, us a little bit, and we had to try to reinvent ourselves. But it's a part of it. But these kids are special, and I'll always remember the ride that they took us all on.
Coach Brooks, thank you for your time. Congratulations.